Hi, Internet.
I'd apologize for being late, but nobody watches this stream, so I think we're good.
That's not true. The one person who does watch our stream, you're not nobody.
Yeah, we love you. I don't know what's going on in your life, but you're a real star to us specifically. Incredible. Okay, this week?
No.
Oh no, we forgot to introduce ourselves again. I'm Wingsome.
I'm Wingy.
And every week we draw a hero, except last week we drew an item. But this week we're drawing a hero.
2 weeks ago, bitch.
Fuck me. Okay, 2 weeks ago. Oh, that's right. Last week we drew Chaz and Thrax.
Yeah, we were like, let's try and not draw too many shitheads, and then we just drew two
We
shitheads.
proceeded to draw two huge shitheads. Great. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that we've really mastered our craft here of just fucking pumping out shithead characters. All right. This week we're drawing another bird. Can you believe? Can you believe to know that we're drawing another bird today?
Okay, we can't reference that.
Fine. Okay. Can you even believe we are drawing a bird? Another bird. We're drawing a Kenku sorcerer pirate. Let's just bang through these stats. I can't remember what Kenkus get as their bonuses. I imagine it's for Dex.
+2 to Dex, +1 to Wiz.
Okay. So, right now our spread is, this person has kind of a nice spread. 16, 8, 10, 18, 16, 13. So 18 goes to charisma, obviously.
18 goes to charisma. I kind of think 16 goes to Dex so they can have a high armor class.
Also, like, pirates are very swashbuckly, you know? Like, that makes sense to
Yeah.
me.
What are the rest of them?
I mean, we could make strength our dump stat again and throw the 8 on there.
You know I love doing that. That's my favorite thing to do.
And then you get a +1 to wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to throw the 13 on the wisdom, which becomes a 14. And then we've got one more 16.
We have another 16?
Yeah, we have another 16, and then we have a 10. So do we want to give the 10 to Con and really make this a a real glass cannon of a character? I think sorcerers get a D6 for their hit dice. So
sorcerers do get a D6.
Should we give them the 10
you should
or
know
the 16?
that I'm always going to favor Con, but I think it's funnier if we give them more intelligence.
Incredible. Why is this
also
smart bird on a ship?
Escapism.
Okay, I do have bad news.
Huh.
We have to name the character before we can move on.
Fuck. Okay, what did we named Aaron the Aarakocra, Kendra the Kenku. I feel like we could do like a P name for P for pirate, you know?
The only P name I can think of right now is Polly, and we cannot name this bird Polly.
Okay, names that start with P.
Paolo?
Are we thinking lady pirate, man pirate? What's the...
It's a bird.
We could do Piper the pirate.
And you know my personal feelings on tits on birds, which is to say that they don't have tits.
Yeah, we're not drawing tits on animals ever. I refuse. That is the one thing about the mice and murder art that drove me insane.
Well, so the thing about the mice and murder art, though, is that it wasn't hot tits. It was just tits.
I know.
So I was
Which
like,
I guess was the style.
Less upset about it, to be honest with you.
Well, no, I understand why it's less upsetting for it to just be tits and not hot tits.
Okay, I'm switching over to your screen. Is Stream Egg ready for the spotlight?
Yeah, what did we decide we're naming this bitch?
Piper the Pirate.
Okay, great. Just so you know, there is a cat sitting on my lap, so this drawing is gonna be a little bit...
I mean, the energy's already insane. We started 12 minutes late because I couldn't get my iPad to plug in, all right?
And then also this stream egg is a choice.
It's a choice. It's a choice. It's kind of a blurry stream egg, but you could just say that it's because it's underwater.
It's
just
underwater.
Just
yeah, no, I understand.
Why are we always on the same page? It's actually really upsetting.
So what kind of bird is Piper?
A Kenku.
What?
Gotta be a crow, no?
I think that's boring, but
Okay, fine. Draw whatever you want. I don't even care. I have to come after you
Well, no, I
anyway,
can't draw any other birds.
You're in charge, so...
I hate that. Take it back.
No, you're driving the stream right now. I have exactly 0 tabs of reference open right now. So I'm just gonna go really quick. Pull up sorcerer.
Can I give it stick legs like I gave Kendra?
Yeah, I was gonna give it like a coat long enough to cover up its horrible stick legs, or like a tunic or something.
Ooh, I love a really long coat. Let's do a really long coat. But I do kind of want what?
Flo a really long coat, and honestly, long coat hot on everyone. That's just a fact.
I do wanna
Hold on. We need to revisit the fact that Kenkus are 5 feet tall and weigh about 120 pounds because that is the size of a wingsum, and
that's the size of a wingy. Wow.
And it's really upsetting, actually. It's really upsetting to think.
D&D was like, let's make these creatures small, and then they're our size.
It's really upsetting. Well, no, their size is medium, so that's fine.
But you know what I mean, like relatively.
Yeah, everybody
small.
draws them though, like they're little friends, and I guess if you want to think about it, the two of us are also little friends. I guess.
Are we friends?
I don't know if we're friends. Little enemies.
We're definitely little enemies.
Anyways,
we're little nuisances, actually.
The thing is that it just is really upsetting to think about a Kenku the size of a Law Sister. It just is. No, you can't make the nose that long. Christ almighty.
It's a spyglass. I love how much faith you have in me.
I really thought it was a beak, and I got so stressed. I was like, bitch, what are you doing? No.
Oh, the faith you have in me is impeccable, honestly.
Oh my god, I cannot believe what just happened. All right. Yo, so do all full casters know 4 cantrips off the bat? It's been so long for me.
I don't think they all know 4 off the bat. I think a lot of them. I think druids and clerics probably start with 2, and then
let's look it up.
Well,
wizards
so what I
probably start with 80. I don't even know what's going on with wizards.
Yeah, I mean, so the thing about like the charisma-based casters is I think that they all start with 4, but they get to know less spells, if that makes sense. Because like instead of knowing it based off of your wisdom score, it's based off of
okay,
like
so
table.
Druids start with 2 cantrips and clerics start with 3. Let's see if this theory holds up. Bards only start with 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
They
also just know less spells.
Yeah, but bards are freaky. They have so many other things going on. I honestly should not have let Vinay play a bard. It's too complicated.
I'm aware.
Warlocks also only start with 2.
Which is crazy because they're supposed to be like the cantrip casting class because they don't get spells, but you know.
I mean, the only cantrip you need is Eldritch Blast.
You
know what? Wizards only start with 3. So of all the full casters, I think sorcerers are the only ones that start with that many cantrips.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the idea is that you have it innately in you as a sorcerer.
I guess.
So anyways, I realized we started diving into the mechanics of it before we even talked about what the fuck a sorcerer be. What the fuck? I think we need to, I mean...
This head is not...
We really never decided what kind of audience this stream is for.
We really did just say go off and draw birds, I guess.
I'm so upset that I definitely for sure need to add a tag for bird world on our website. Also, like, there's a part of me that wants to get analytics installed on the website just to know.
Oh, I hate that.
I mean, it's not that hard because the service that we use for hosting it, Netafly, has it. It just is that you have to pay for it. Because I pay for my own website already. Weirdly, people have clicked through to my website from Roll Me a Hero, which implies that people are visiting Roll Me a Hero.
What is this service that you're using? I'm really confused, actually, now that you mentioned it.
Is like a hosting thing. Netlify?
Weird. And
Don't worry about it.
I've been spending too much time on this week. I'm gonna come back to it.
It's like publishing the website for us basically through Git.
Oh, so is that built into Git? I'm confused.
No.
This is not a stream question.
It takes on Git as it like uses, you like assign a Git repo to it, and then whenever you publish to a certain branch, or when you push to a certain branch, so in our case main, it updates the website.
Mm-hmm. I'm straight up not doing that. I'm just directly editing. Not directly editing.
But you publish directly through GitHub Pages, right?
Yeah. Should I not be doing that?
No. That's fine.
Oh.
The only reason to not do that is if you've got other things in your life that you want to do with it, and if you don't, then it doesn't matter.
Fair. I will probably at some point want to do that. I'm just like not.
Okay, back on the topic of Dinda.
Oh God.
Now that everybody on the internet, meaning our 2 viewers, thank you 2 viewers, have heard about our website woes. I don't know how we have 2 viewers every week. It's wild.
We say a lot of shit. It's incredible.
I don't know who
honestly,
these people are. We love you though. Come back. Maybe chat sometime actually.
Maybe these would be less unhinged if more people chatted us. Probably not.
That's false. The internet is wild. Anyways, fuck, I already lost track of what the fuck I was gonna say. Oh, okay. Sorcerers get an insane number of cantrips, and basically the thing about sorcerers is that like the idea is that you just are innately magical. That like somehow you have like some kind of genetic magic to you, and therefore you get 4 cantrips at the start.
I mean, I guess.
Oh, you know what it might be though? I think that the other classes probably get some kind of like subclass cantrips that don't count towards your total number of cantrips known. Maybe. Not
necessarily.
Yeah, all right, whatever. I'm not going to think too hard about it.
Most of the casters that I've played don't have class spells.
Weird.
Circle of the Shepherd, you get like the totems instead.
Well, Circle of the Shepherd, the main attraction is the aminals.
Aminals? But then sometimes you can't use the aminals because your party's bad at staying alive.
I said what I said. I have a suggestion for you. Because I can see you struggling with this coat right now.
Mm-hmm.
Make the coat open and make it so that the right side goes behind.
Oh, it billows. Yep.
I am all about redoing a drawing such that I do less work. Such that I grow less as a person. Oh, you don't get sorcery points until 2nd level? Christ, why does anybody play a 1st level character? I guess only if you're a beginner.
First level characters are for if you're a beginner and you have a DM who knows how to DM a 1st level party. you know?
Yeah, because straight up a kobold could kill you.
Yeah, 1 turn, dead.
1 turn dead.
Sorcerers
if you're a sorcerer.
Sorcerers and wizards, dead immediately. Our wizard still dies immediately every battle. And we're level 5 now. I guess we're supposed to be level 6.
Yeah, bitch, you're supposed to be level 6 before tomorrow. Although I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about Vinay.
Yeah, because he's on a plane and also he's not going to do it.
He's never done it before. I don't know why we would think that he'd do it now.
Yeah, truly.
Anyways, the point is that you get these things called sorcery points, which do a whole bunch of different things.
I love me a sorcery point.
The sort of least useful one is that you can convert sorcery points into spell slots. But
it's a bad conversion rate.
It's a bad conversion. It's not good. It's way better to use them for meta magic, which include things like careful spell. So like if you do one of those area of effect saving throw kind of things like Cone of Cold or Fireball.
This is my favorite one. This is my favorite one.
Then you can do it so that you can just hit all your enemies and then exclude all your friends. It's actually rad. You can use Quicken Spell to change the casting time from an action to a bonus action, which is also awesome.
Also one of my favorites. I always go for utility over coolness, because there's some that are really cool, but these ones are all utility spells.
I like subtle spell. I think subtle spell could have been useful like in this campaign. Sometimes you guys are sneaking around and things like that.
Okay, listen, we're always sneaking around because we're bad at not pissing people off.
The thing is that you're bad at sneaking also, though, is the problem.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help that we're bad at sneaking. I've consistently rolled like shit on any dex check, even though I have high dex. It's incredible, honestly.
There's also this thing called Twinned Spell, where you cast a spell and you can you can basically add another hit to it. And nothing that already has multiple rays to it, but like if you cast Firebolt and then you Twin Spell, then you can send 2 Firebolts instead of just the 1.
Yeah. Twin Spell is interesting because the sorcery point usage is not very economical. So it's, I don't know. At least for me, it was really hard to justify taking that one, even though it's really cool.
It's cool.
Oh my god,
it's like kind of annoying.
I can give it boots to cover up the cursed bird feet. Incredible. Incredible. Incredible work.
Okay.
What?
Let's get into the subclass here because I love the Shadow Magic subclass. It's so powerful. It's like kind of broken. Oh, yeah. I feel like most of the things in Xanathars and Tasha's are like a little broken.
I know, but they're so fun. Everything about the Artificer is insane.
I need you to know that Shadow Sorcerers come with a quirk. They are just for flavor. They are flavor text only, not mechanics. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we gotta choose one between these 6. 1, you are always icy cold to the touch, which makes me think that I might be a Shadow Sorcerer. 2, when you are asleep, you don't appear to breathe, though you must still breathe to survive.
That's insane.
3, you barely bleed, even when badly injured.
I hate that. Next.
They're getting more cursed. Get ready. 4, your heart beats once per minute.
Nope.
This event sometimes surprises you.
That's a big nope.
5, you have trouble remembering that living creatures and corpses should be treated differently. Okay, 6 is my favorite, and I think we should go with it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You blinked once last week.
This is incredible. Let's go with that one.
Can you just imagine a 5-foot-tall bird person staring straight into your soul? Oh my god, that eye is huge.
This has altered how I'm doing this drawing. Just so you know.
Oh my god. God, I'm having flashbacks to when I thought you were gonna make the beak like 3 feet long. And I really panicked for a second there.
I don't actually know how to draw this spyglass because it's just in the wrong part of the face.
A tube. I think
I've
it
made
needs
some
to be more
today.
forward.
Yeah, like on the surface of the face, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
One of the interesting things about sorcerers is that you do get your subclass or sorceress origin like first level, which is dope.
That's crazy. I forgot about that. I mean, I guess when I played a sorcerer, we were starting at a high level, so it didn't matter.
So you get this thing called Eyes of the Dark, which is that first level, your dark vision has a range of 120 feet. Third level, you get darkness, which doesn't count against your number of sorcerer spells known. I always love getting an additional spell. It's like kind of a boring feature, but it's like so useful. Like I've played a character that got Pass Without Trace as its additional spell. Holy shit. Incredible.
So useful.
So useful. And then Darkness is actually like a great spell. It's like super useful for like stealth things. I think my favorite utility spell might be Silence though. I don't know if sorcerers get that one or not.
I think you can get it. Because that feels very much like a charisma or wizard spell. Because, to be honest, wizards and sorcerers have a lot of the same spells, except for wizards have all the things that are like this wizard's funky-ass spell, you know?
This one crotchety old bitch lived in a tower and made this spell.
Are you gonna kill me if I give it just, like, one really long feather?
I mean, I can't do anything about it.
I'm unstoppable. That's not true. I'm very stoppable.
You're very stoppable. Easily. You can't. Don't say that.
What?
Anyways, also starting at first level, you get something called Strength of the Grave. I'm ignoring you, all right?
Why? I'm saying so many good things today.
When damage reduces you to 0 hit points, you can make a charisma saving throw. DC 5 plus the damage taken. On a success, you instead drop to 1 hit point. You can't use this feature if you are reduced to 0 hit points by radiant damage or by a critical hit. After the saving throw succeeds, you can't use this feature again until you finish a long rest. Either way, it's very powerful because it means that a healer doesn't need to come and like save you immediately. Anything that can buy you time on not failing saving throws is pretty huge, honestly.
I mean, truly.
Especially if you're a glass cannon hanging out in the back of the party. The way that this Kenku's eyes are so far apart is really giving me life.
Listen, I can't figure it out.
I'm looking
forward to the beak always looks wrong.
Seeing you draw this hand.
Oh, you think I'm gonna draw a hand?
Just do a freaky Picasso bird. Make the beak come straight out. Who cares?
Harold is being so annoying right now. He's like squirming around in my lap. Just twitching. Absolutely twitching.
Here's the thing. I think this beak looks fine. And I think you should leave it.
This one?
Yeah, and you can move on to suffering by drawing an eyeglass. Spyglass? Spyglass.
An eyeglass. Harold is simply testing me right now.
Okay, so the first couple of levels for sorcerer magic, not actually that interesting, but what I need you to know is that at 6th level...
I'm gonna hate this.
At 6, no, you don't. You love this. At 6th level, you get something called Hound of Ill Omen. You get a puppy.
You get a puppy?
You get a puppy. I mean, it
puppy.
counts as a monstrosity.
Oh my god, so just like Harold.
Size medium monstrosity. You can spend 3... You can do this... Hey, I just need you to know that summoning your puppy is a bonus action. You can spend 3 sorcery points, which is kind of expensive, but totally worth it for a puppy.
It's so worth it. I want a puppy.
Summon a Hound of Ill Omen to target one creature you can see within 120 feet of you. The Hound uses direwolf stats with the following changes. Hound is medium, and it's a monstrosity. It appears with a number of temporary hit points equal to half your sorcerer level. So, rough. 3 hit points.
But puppy.
It can move through other creatures and objects as if it were difficult terrain.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Holy shit, indeed. At the start of its turn, the Hound automatically knows its target's location. If the target was hidden, it is no longer hidden from the Hound.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, bitch. Isn't that fucking wild?
That's so cursed.
The Hound appears in an unoccupied space of your choice within 30 feet of the target. Roll initiative for the Hound. On its turn, it can move only towards its target by the most direct route.
So you could really just sick it on somebody.
Yeah, exactly. It can only attack its target.
No, Harold, no. He was like, microphone looks tasty.
Additionally, while the Hound is within 5 feet of the target has disadvantage on saving throws against any spell you cast.
Holy shit.
The Hound can make opportunity attacks, but only against its target. The Hound disappears if it is reduced to 0 hit points, if its target is reduced to 0 hit points, or after 5 minutes.
Damn.
It's so cool. I don't even know, like, in the meta how good it is. I just know that it's rad.
I think in the meta it's probably not actually that good, but it's so cool.
No, but look, it's rad, you see?
Yeah.
I also always like with and I didn't do this in our first campaign, but I kind of like it. The more I think about it, I feel like familiars and things like that should just kind of hang out all the time. So, like, even after
in our first campaign, I had, like, a limited time familiar because of druid stuff.
Yeah, so my thought, though, is that if you want to have one familiar, it's different if you're going to summon a different kind of familiar every time. You know what I mean? But, like, if you're just going to have one familiar, I feel like it can just hang out all the time and only have mechanical abilities when you've spent the resources to do it. Hey, I'm proud of you. These hands look good as fuck. Oh, you erased them. I thought it was fine.
Is this fine?
Yeah, it's fine. It's like a weird cloven hoof, but it's fine.
Honestly, I can't believe the hand took me less time than the beak. Let's just leave it at that.
I would add one more finger just poking out in the back there, because otherwise it does look like a pig's foot. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the beak really was not your friend today. Holy shit.
I can normally draw bird beaks pretty well, too. Which is, like...
I know we normally make these friends at 3rd level, but I am going to draw them at 6th level, because I do want to draw the dog.
Oh my goodness. What kind of puppy?
Maybe one of those freaky, greyhounds.
Oh, the ones that remind me of you?
No, the Italian. Okay, first of all, fuck you. I cannot believe the way that I said Italian greyhound and you said, oh, you mean? I was like, fuck.
You know, I send you pictures of Italian greyhounds in sweaters and say, this looks like you.
I know, I'm aware. But I don't mean, like, the Italian ones are so small. I mean, like, a proper greyhound. One of them long, freaky guys.
I do love a long, freaky guy, to be honest. I also really like those mop dogs. Do you know
Yeah, but those are hard to draw.
Right. I actually need to draw the line of this coat under because it's not working out so hot for me right now. Okay. I don't like this coat shape, actually. The more that I look at it, I don't like any of the coat shape, but that's fine.
I mean, you have time to futz. You've made a lot of progress.
Incredible. I'm gonna change the coat shape because I think it needs to go. It actually needs to billow out and be a little less long. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I totally understand what you're talking about. But you have plenty of time to futz.
Oh, I'm doing great on time. I know,
yeah,
buddy.
You're killing it.
I know, buddy. Hi, buddy. He wants to eat my toe right now.
Fair. He always wants to eat a toe.
You know.
Oh, I know. Friends, recently I visited my sister and became Harold's new kick/chew toy. And it was bad, though. Actually, for my toes. My toes didn't like, interestingly enough.
What?
This character is wild.
Okay, what part is wild?
I mean all of it, but straight up you could give them a longbow.
I thought about it.
Like, just like whenever you run out of sorcery points / spell
just
slots.
Shoot a bitch.
You could just whip out a bow and shoot someone. Because, like...
Especially since we gave them high dex.
You've got 16 for dex. Like... Oh no, and 18 for dex because of the Kenku bonus.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like, it could actually, if it weren't for the D6, could be an effective fighter.
Wow. We love a spellcaster that can also fuck shit up.
So wild.
If I remember correctly, I rolled even better stats for that and then said, no, we have to lower one of these.
The thing is, sometimes with the rolling, you do sometimes roll like really good stats or really garbage stats, and I tend to nerf a good stat. If it's too good, it's like boring. You know what I mean?
If I remember correctly, there was a third 16 in there.
Oh, hilarious. No, can't allow that. Did we nerf it to a 10? Is that what happened? I feel like that's
I think we nerfed it to the 8.
Oh, hilarious.
To the 8.
Of course we did.
Yeah, and then the other day I was rolling new characters for this because we need to like fill up the our like schedule, and I rolled a character that had entirely negative stats except for an 11. So
hilarious.
So you know.
Wow.
The dice gods give and they take.
They really do. Holy shit. That is wild.
Harold, no eat, please. It's my Apple Pencil. You can't do this to me in the middle of stream. One of these days, this cat is gonna kill me. Accidentally. Fully accidentally.
You don't think it'll be vengeful?
No. He's not smart enough to be vengeful.
I'm trying to decide what do we think this, how do we think this bird got into piracy?
I gave this bird short legs.
That's fine. Birds have short legs in comparison to their bodies.
It really is wingsome or wingy shaped.
Look.
Sorry.
Well, we don't need to discuss this right now. How do we think this friend got into piracy?
Should we talk about where they are?
Yeah, okay. They're in the bird world, for anybody who doesn't keep track of the fucking cursed canon that we have on this horrible stream.
You're just mad because I made the world a thing.
I mean, yeah, correct. So, Burled, for those of you who are not inducted in our horrible club of bird world people, is I'm already tired. I don't know if I can do
I can
this.
talk about it. I can talk about it.
I was hoping that we would just get until my part and then you would explain the world.
It's just that you asked me how that they got into piracy, and I was like, well.
But they could have gotten into piracy through normal things, and then we could talk about the bird world and how it fits around piracy.
Okay, we can do that. That's fine. I guess. So,
I think I would let this Kenku use a bow as a spellcasting focus. I know technically weapons can't be spellcasting focuses unless you like give them an artificer infusion. Lame. But it's lame, and I don't like it. And I know that it might be like a little overpowered, but it's not overpowered enough for me to do anything about it. I think this.
Wait, how does it become overpowered?
Because technically you need to choose between. I think that if you're a DM that enforces donning and doffing rules and actions.
Oh, that's garbage.
The thing is, I don't play adult make believe for the realism. I really don't. So I personally don't care. Anyways, the point is that I want to make this bird spellcasting focus the bow.
I agree. Is it crazy?
I think that would be rad as hell. And then it could be like whenever you shoot like a ray or whatever, it's like an arrow.
That's kind of how I want to flavor my the artificer that I made.
Yeah, and then like think about this, you notch an arrow back, you let it loose, and then a fucking hound flies out of it. That's rad. That's it's so cool. Anyways, I feel like okay, so bird world, this bird doesn't have wings and therefore they follow the Raven Queen, right? Is that how that works?
They just don't get their power from the Peliking.
Oh, right. They don't get their power from the Peliking. I feel like they could potentially be like a long descendant of pirates that are like descended from the Raven Queen. That feels like something that could be true.
That does feel like it could be true. Oh my god, and the Raven Queen just has so many grifter followers.
Look, I love that for her. She deserves it. I love the Raven Queen as a concept. It's so rad. Is like not the devil, but also about death.
It's really good.
God, you ever see a D&D character and just like look at it and say, have you ever seen a pair of tits in your entire life? Because that, sir, is incorrect.
I have no idea what you're referencing, but yes.
Don't worry about it. Just know that if you look up D&D pirate, there are some bad tits. And the thing is, you can see tits for free on the internet, kids. So just like look up reference.
Pro-life tip from Wingsum, honestly.
Yeah, look at tits for free on the internet, and then just do better when you draw them.
Harold, no. He is so needy.
Yeah, but he's really cute. Have you ever considered that?
Yeah, have you considered that when he's chewing on your feet, how cute he is?
I mean, yeah, I did consider it, and then I just gently kicked him anyway.
But he's so cute.
He needed to be discouraged, okay? Sometimes you gotta sleep.
That's why you sleep like a board, because your cat chews on you in the middle of the night.
I've been trying so hard to train myself to like sleep on. Sorry, I just lost track of my thoughts because I was trying to like remember what sleeping is like. To sleep on my back. Like a fucking corpse.
So sounds like it's going well over there.
Look, mate.
He is biting me right now.
You ever just woken up one day, read the news, and then just ceased to function properly.
Yeah. Yes.
Just in the entire week, I've been a walking corpse. And what I would like to be is a corpse when I'm in the bed. An in the bed corpse, if you will.
I don't like the roundness of this head. It needs something, but I can't figure out what it is. It looks too much like us.
I can see you contemplating a little tuft of hair. Here, let me pull up a Kendra drawing. Let's see what we did about Kendra, because I think you
I gave Kendra a tuft.
Did you really? Why did I think I did. You just made it round as balls? Hold on.
Pull it up. I'm convinced I gave her a tuft. Okay. I don't know.
Oh, you did. That's fine. That looks fine to me.
How do we feel about this?
Oh, Kendra was back when we were posting them both in one post. Hilarious.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Your Warren drawing is really good.
I know. I whipped out a turtle like it was nothing.
I don't know what happened there. That was a rough week for me. It's fine though.
I forgot about that.
Because 2 weeks later we did Vinny, so.
Vinny, our champion, honestly.
Yikes.
Oh no, that did not mean. Oh, I'm fully filling in on the incorrect layer. Ugh.
Fingy.
Oh, fingy. Oh no. I think I'm gonna have to line this one again with the color margin issue. Or not line, but you know, go
I understand.
in.
I understand.
Oh no.
I understand.
You get it. Oh wait, this can be on the same layer. Because it's all one texture. No, I don't like that. I also don't like that much, although I think it's... God damn it.
So they could be descended from a line of sorcerers, but I do also think they could just, like...
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? They could just, like...
I know. I was trying to remember, because the sentence I said before didn't make any sense. Hey, kids. Sometimes you struggle, okay? No, what was I saying? Christ. Oh, I was still trying... I was, like, lost in thought trying to think of their, fucking... pirate origin story. Like, why did they become a pirate?
Money.
Yeah, money always is it, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, like, how tragic do we want this to go, you know?
Have we made any tragic characters yet?
No. Vinny.
Look. Look. If anything, Humbert's the real tragedy.
That's true. He's so boring, it's tragic. What color pant is yellow? No. Sorry, we were talking about something, and then I talked about tragic characters.
Yeah, I'm looking at pirate art, trying to get inspiration. I think it might just be money. Maybe they're a sorcerer in a family of wizards. I always like that energy.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
And then they like
that.
ran away from home to be a pirate instead of a professor.
Yeah, but the reason their intelligence is still 16, right?
Yeah, it's a high intelligence, actually. It's really high.
They have two 18s and a 16. I mean, fuck me,
Broken.
right?
Absolutely broken. I mean, look, this character is definitely a grifter, but they're also a really, really playable character.
Yeah, no, I think that their intelligence is really high because they come from a family of wizards, right?
Yeah.
Wizards?
Wizards?
I think it should change. I unfortunately think I need to change this blue because I think that it's too aggressive. But maybe their parents can be. I'm gonna start talking about the world content warning for you.
That's fine. Because I'm really lost in thought about pirates right now.
I think maybe that their parents are like scholars in the world and they like dipped, you know?
Yeah, they were like didn't want to be part of this scholar thing.
Mm-hmm. Didn't want to be part of the scholar thing. And maybe because if you remember correctly, in the world, one of the issues is that Kendra is pretending to be a follower of the Peliking, but really follows the Raven Queen. Maybe Piper's parents were scholars of the Raven Queen. And that's why she has a lot of knowledge of like whatever the fuck Kendra is doing, you know?
Oh, interesting. So this is the PC that joined the party late.
Yeah, exactly. This is the
hell yeah.
How do I get like?
I think when I start drawing, you're gonna need to back up and explain the whole horrible theology we have going on in this world.
I know that you don't want to do it, so I'll do it. I don't know what colors to make these boots. Just so you know, this is eventually going to turn into kind of something shiny and metallic, the spyglass. So
yeah. I mean, nobody wants to watch us render something shiny on a stream live.
It's going to take me a hot minute.
I don't know. Tell me otherwise, Twitch viewers.
Do you want to watch two amateurs try and figure out
how to make a shiny?
How to make shiny? What color should these boots be?
Brown.
I don't like doing too many
the same color as the jacket.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just gonna do that because I don't like doing too many shades of brown. We all know that I love colors. Oops. No, stop doing that. I am almost ready. This is all one texture, so it can be. Okay. Oh, I need to give her an eye color.
You don't like the empty stare into the void?
You know I always do the empty stare into the void. It's my favorite thing to do. But they still need an eye color. Cool. I think that's good. Oh, wait, one more thing. Cool. I think we're good now. This is honestly not that painful of a drawing, and I'm proud of myself.
You did a good job. You banked that out pretty quickly. Sometimes we have some real strugglers.
Yeah, sometimes we have some real strugglers, and then they still end up like Humbert, who is the most static man alive.
God, that was not a good stream for any of us.
It was bad.
Shit. Oh, it was so bad. Okay, I guess it's my turn or whatever.
I guess it is your turn or whatever.
Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure that my iPad is still doing the thing. Alright, here we go. I don't know what I'm drawing yet.
You said you were gonna draw Puppy.
Yeah, for sure Puppy is gonna feature. I'm trying to... I still need to draw the bird, though. You feel? I still need to draw Piper.
Or you could do the thing that I did on Indie's.
I think we need to minimize that a little bit. I don't think we should encourage that kind of behavior is what I'm saying. I already have skipped multiple renders because my life is a chaos zone. So, like...
Honestly, mood. But what if you draw a puppy in a pirate coat?
You're literally such a terrible influence. It's wild.
Me?
Yeah, you bitch.
I am kind of an enabler. Okay. I shall explain the bird world. Get ready, everybody. So, Bird World started from our first stream. It is maybe our longest running thing. Whether or not my sister wants it to be. It is our longest running thing.
I was going to say, by definition, it absolutely is.
I know, but you just don't like that I keep bringing it up.
Look. This stream has no sense of decorum. I mean, it never really did, but...
It's getting worse. Okay, so Bird World started in our first stream with Kendra, who is a grifter. She's also a Kenku. Her name is Kendra the Kenku. I think we might have actually used they, them pronouns now that I think about it. Their name is Kendra. They are kind of a crow. They are also what is it? Grave domain cleric?
Yeah.
Anyways. So this is where we set up the Raven
it fits
Queen.
Really well into the sort of lore of the party, actually, to have a shadow sorcerer and a grave cleric.
Yeah. So the grave cleric is where we set up the Raven Queen as kind of her deity, their deity, and so they are pretending to be kind of like a future seer, like tarot reader-esque person in the court of the bird world, if you will. And so they're pretending that they follow the Peliking. So they have like fake wings and they like...
Hold on, you gotta talk about the Peliking. You gotta pause. And where'd the Peliking come from? Why the Peliking?
Okay. The Peliking came from us having another bird character, Aaron the Aarakocra. And he has some very heavy male energy.
Straight up CrossFit energy.
He's a CrossFit youth pastor. I don't think I need to say anything else, right? Wild. I think that covers it.
We really went there.
And so we were like, okay, what's his deity? Because he's a paladin. And so we came up with the Peliking. I don't even know why we chose pelicans, to be honest. I think it was something along the lines of me saying, I'm basically going to draw Pelipper, and then you were like, I guess we're doing this.
I think we may have just said, I think that what actually happened was we were like, what kind of bird is this? And then one of us said, paladin sounds a lot like pelican.
You're right.
I think that's actually
you are very right.
With you.
And then we were like, pelican? But what if it's Pelican King? And then we're like, Peliking. Because like Pelican King, Raven Queen, Anyways, these are the two deities that we've set up in our...
Burb.
The duality of Burb. These are the two deities we have set up in this world.
We're bad.
And so... What? What did you say?
I just quietly said we're bad people to myself.
Honestly, if this is the worst thing we do, I'm kind of okay with it.
I'm gonna make the bow half of a ship wheel.
I love it. I know that semicircles are bad for bows, just like tension-wise, that's a terrible idea, but it's funny. It's so funny. I've done it multiple times. Anyways,
it can have like a different piece of wood here, right? Like it can be two pieces of wood.
Oh, yeah, to give the structure. Yeah. Anyways, so what happens is that Aaron is really fixated on being friends with the shitty teen of the party. This is where we established the shitty teen of the party, by the way. From the first stream, we were like, every adventuring party must have a shitty teen.
I mean, it simply must.
So the shitty teen is the Duck and the Duchess's child.
No, I forgot.
His
No. Why'd we do that? I don't like it here.
His name is Duck Jr.
We're bad people.
Anyways, Duck Jr. really likes to hang out with Kendra because he doesn't like going to youth Bible camp for the Peliking. I think we also chose Duck because it's also a semi-aquatic bird like the pelican.
Yeah, that checks
out. It sounds like Duke and Dutch.
I was gonna say, I think it was maybe 100% for the puns, though.
Anyways, so Shitty Teen hangs out with Kendra.
I cannot believe the two of us.
Kendra, instead of doing youth CrossFit with Aaron the Aarakocra. I don't really remember how the inciting incident happens, to be honest, but what I know is that Kendra is accused of, like, faking it, basically, and not being a follower of the Peliking, which they aren't. And so, in order to prove that they are loyal to the Duck and the Duchess, they're tasked with, like, retrieving a relic on top of a mountain, which we'll get into this mountain thing in a second. And the idea is that if they're a true follower of the Peliking, they'll have wings and they can just fly and retrieve the item. But since
they'll have either like real wings or arcane wings, I think would be the way to put it.
Yeah, exactly. But since they are not, they don't have that. And Shitty Teen obviously wants to go along because Shitty Teen is besties with Kendra. And Aaron wants to go along under the guise of, like, studying for the Peliking and, like, retrieving the relic, the holy relic, but in reality he just wants to hang out with Shitty Teen and become better friends with Shitty Teen than Kendra is. So that's the gist.
Seeking the approval of a teenager.
Naturally.
Okay, we're not ready to line yet, is what I've decided. We're gonna need a couple more sketches.
I like Ghost Doggy.
Thank you. It's gonna have a stupid little tongue sticking out of it. I'm taking a hair tuft first approach here.
Hair tuft. We love a hair tuft. I love a hair tuft. You know this.
I have not figured out how their neck is gonna attach to their body.
Mine simply is a sphere on top of a body. There's no neck. The collar is tucked under the head. Anyways, so where our friend Piper here, this pirate, comes in is the mountain that the relic is on top of is in the middle of a lake, in the middle of a forest, next to the port city where the Duck and Duchess reside.
Unhinged.
And the lake is called Swan Lake, and no one can stop me. I've decided, and that's what it is.
I hate us.
You know, you never really stop any of my most unhinged things that I say.
I'm powerless. What can I say?
We just let it happen. Anyways, and so Piper is actually a pirate who, you know, traverses Swan Lake. And for those of us who are familiar with ballets, which might just be the two of us, um, I'm mixing some of my ballet references here.
We're bad
But
people. I've decided.
yeah, how dare we mix the white ballets? How dare we do that? Anyways,
Oh, I didn't
on
mean
the
for mixing ballets. I meant for bringing our bird sins into the world.
our bird sins. I think it might just be a requirement for D&D is that you like birds a lot. No?
I don't know.
Anyways, so the lake is haunted by swans, which are basically ghosts. And this is where I'm mixing Giselle and Swan Lake.
I forgot about this part. Did we actually give a Giselle story to this Swan Lake?
Yeah, I haven't. I sent you the notes.
Oh, you're right.
The last bullet point is swans in Swan Lake are like ghosts.
I entered a fugue state during that stream because I don't remember this. I just remember drawing thick pelican in a deep squat.
I mean, you really let me lead stream.
I was busy trying to figure out the anatomical reality of a pelican in a deep squat. What can I say?
This is why we're bad people. You're right. We've done too many bird sins.
I mean, we were never gonna get into heaven, but for sure, if anything keeps us from heaven, it is this.
It's our bird sins. And that's kind of where we established the party in the story. I don't know if we have any more thoughts.
I don't know. What kind of... Do we think Kendra's crew... Or not Kendra. Piper's crew is, like, into it? Or how high up in the hierarchy do we think Piper is in the crew?
Oh, interesting. That's an interesting question. Maybe Piper's, like, the navigator or, like, the... Is that the first... I don't really know ship rules. Don't at me. But I think that Piper is like the one who's not, although Piper has high charisma. I just feel like Piper is basically second in command. They're not in charge.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for any D&D party, really, it's too much to have somebody who already has that kind of power.
Yeah. They're basically like second in command or like the most respected newbie. That's kind of my vibes anyways.
Yeah, I feel like it's quite possible also that Piper is sort of like maybe just a little bit older than Shitty Teen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, this is a young person.
And maybe they knew each other from the time in the castle, right? Because we said that Piper's parents are scholars.
Oh, yeah, like maybe Shitty Teen is like, oh my god, like, how did you escape the confines of the castle?
Exactly. Duck Jr. and Piper. Crazy.
Do we think Duck Jr. and Piper get along?
Maybe? I feel like they're like a stereotypical movie siblings.
So like a little bit of bickering.
A little bit of bickering, but they still love each other because that's what family is all about.
I hate the voice you just used.
Listen.
Why am I spending so much time drawing these lapels that I'm definitely going to cover up with other limbs? Holy shit.
Okay. With arm buzzes? You know,
I'm gonna leave the jacket alone for a little while. Okay.
Yeah. I do think that the voice popped out of me because we both watched such shit movies last night.
Which one did you end up? Oh, you ended up watching Camp Rock.
I watched Camp Rock.
Y'all,
and
internet, let me tell you about this movie that I watched last night. I need to share it with as many people as possible because it's truly one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I emphasized this to you, I could not stop watching. I fully intended to turn it off, but it just kept getting worse at every turn. And then eventually I just could not tear my eyes away. Anyways, it's called The Hating Game. It's on Hulu if you had that shit. And need to suffer a little bit. Go ahead and look that up.
Just a little bit as a treat.
As a treat. It is a rom-com, but it is really truly neither romantic nor comic. So I don't know. It's
a movie.
The main guy in it is like kind of like generic nice to look at, but he's so monotone, it's wild.
I feel like he needs to be as bland as possible so people can project their what they think an ideal partner is onto them.
Honestly, I hated him at the beginning, and the longer the movie went on, the more I was not him like the character, like him like the actor. I was like, this is so bad. And then the longer the movie went on, I was like, no. I support this actor and how tired he is. I was like, this man starred in fucking Dolphin Tale in like 2006 or whatever. He deserves a rest.
He's doing the Lord's work.
He's also like the main girl and the main guy. Like the guy is so tall and the girl is so little, and like he like calls her shortcake the whole movie. It's so wild.
No.
There's an elevator kiss like 15 minutes in. I was like, what is this? You're supposed to wait till the end before you have a romantic kiss in a rom-com. God.
Holy shit.
It's just supposed to be straight up sexual tension until the end, and let me tell you, there was no tension.
They had no chemistry.
I was like, these two people are hot as fuck. There should be chemistry here.
Can we talk about the Smurfs, though?
Oh my god. And for some reason, this girl, like, they at the beginning, she has a scene where she, like, first of all, orders Smurf collectibles online, which is, you know, choice number 1. But choice number 2 is that homegirl writes on Smurf forums. Like, that legit happens in this movie, and it is not addressed again at any point.
Which I'm so upset about.
It just kind of happens, and then like at the end the guy like reveals that like he's always been in love with this girl because he's got
I hate that.
One of his room walls is like the color of her. He like matches the color of one of the rooms that he painted the wall in to the color of her eyes, which is so deeply upsetting. Woo, baby!
I also just hate the I've always been in love with you. Like, that's such a fucking cop-out.
Nobody, let me tell you something, nobody likes them when they first meet. I don't know. That's how I feel.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand that rom-coms are all about just, like, vague romance without any reasons to, like, be in love. Like, I kind of understand that as a genre defining character, is that they just kind of are in love. But also, like,
I'm gonna give this bird short little nub fingies.
We love nub fingies.
Oh yeah, this is the good shit. I gave this bird such upsetting hands. I'm gonna leave them exactly as they are.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they look perfect to me. Incredible work, honestly.
Okay, I don't know how to draw the string in motion, so we're just gonna leave that for a fix it in post for sure.
Fix it in post. Fix it in post. Just give it a bunch of, like, weird vibrating lines.
You guys, you don't understand.
Or you can write FWIP next to it.
I'm gonna write FWIP next to it for sure. But I do need you to know that this movie, I think it may have been adapted from a book because it definitely has the feel of something that like was trying to just do way too much. You know what I mean?
Oh, we
Like that they
hate
were trying to
that.
hit every major plot point in the book, and honestly every minor plot point also.
And also the Smurfs.
Like the main guy's brother is marrying the main guy's ex, and
Oh my
his
god, I
dad is
forgot that this was this
disappointed in
movie.
him because he didn't become a doctor, and neither of these things are like relevant at all to the characters really, other than to like make him seem like a more emotionally relatable man. And let me tell you, men are just not emotionally relatable too. And then let me tell you something. I know this stream is no longer about D&D. It's about this horrible movie that I watched last night, but I
It's
need to
honestly
share.
probably better than me talking about the bird world again.
I
So.
need to share because I am scarred, okay? And I don't know why I couldn't stop watching. It was so wild. Ah. Yeah. Anyways, they show him without his shirt on a lot in this movie.
But does he look good without his shirt on?
He looks fine without his shirt on. I mean, like, he's a movie star, so of course he's in good shape, you know? But, like, I don't know. He's a very sort of generic blonde beefcake, you know? Which is to say, he's attractive, but, like, he kind of looks like every other big blonde dude in the industry.
That's kind of sad.
He has a similar energy to Chris Evans, but Chris Evans has a more sort of wholesome energy about him.
I also think that Chris Evans is the blonde himbo, right?
Yeah, the thing is that Chris Evans took the slot of blonde himbo, and it's actually, the position is not open, is the thing, you know?
Maybe that one football guy who likes D&D.
Oh, Johnny Stanton or something like that?
Yeah, is he blonde? I don't know.
I actually don't know if he's blonde or not, because I don't know that I could identify him from a photo, to be honest with you.
That's fair. He's also taken the spot of himbo. I feel like he's taken the spot of social media himbo, you know?
Yeah. I kind of feel like this dude in this movie is like truly just in it to get a paycheck and leave.
And I relate to that. You know?
I can't. The movie was so bad. And it was so like, he's like, yeah, women like really think of me as like a one night stand kind of guy. And then he's like, but I don't want
Is that to be sympathetic?
I don't know. I think the idea is that he's like, yeah, women like really judge me by my looks because I'm beautiful.
I mean, absolutely fuck you, right? Like.
And this man is so tired. He's so tired.
I mean, me too, buddy.
I think the woman is also tired, but she's just doing a better job of faking it.
That's fair.
I think she looks really familiar too. I think she was on one of those like fucking CW shows, one of them like maybe like Pretty Little Liars,
teen like,
or like
yeah, a teen prestige show.
I'm not sure if Pretty Little Liars was actually on the CW, but you know the energy.
I know the energy. I did watch some of Riverdale in high school during my senior year, and it was.
Oh my god, I also watched some of Riverdale, but I had to bail because it was like too weird. I think I finished season 1, and then season 2 was such a trip that I had to quit.
I only watched season 1, and then season 2 came out, and I thought about starting it, and I was like, no.
I think I started it because it came out while I was in my senior year of college, and I was like pretty done with school at that point. You know what I mean?
Well, so I watched it during my senior year of high school, so I think it was right before your senior year of college.
No. Riverdale itself came out junior year of college. But I don't think
Oh,
I
but you didn't
watched
watch
it.
it.
I didn't watch it until senior year. Like, I didn't start watching it until it already had, like, another season, I think.
Oh, that
And
makes
then
sense.
I watched the first season, and then I was done with that, and then I was like, well, I need something else to watch, to binge in the background, something horrible to binge. And then it was like, oh look, there's another season of this shit. And then I tried that, and I was like, holy shit, it's bad. It's really bad. It's so bad. It's also like way hornier than the comics ever were, I feel like.
I know. The comics were like also not good, but like in a fun way, you know?
Yeah.
These were just bad and trying to be like they were trying to be really hot and horny, and it was weird. So weird.
Oh my god, there's like one dance scene.
There's a dance scene.
Yeah, there's like a cheer tryout, like right at the beginning.
Oh my god, yes.
It was the
Yes,
worst thing I'd
yes.
ever seen in my entire life. I was like, holy shit. I cannot believe you guys published this. Nobody watched this and said, huh, maybe we shouldn't. Or, huh, maybe we should have hired actual dancers if we wanted to do this.
Oh my god. I do remember that.
I don't know what the handles on a ship wheel look like.
Fix it in post.
Okay, this is just gonna have to be good enough.
That honestly feels too ornate.
I mean, here's the deal. I'm gonna duplicate it.
I mean, I know you are, but like...
If only I could do a rotational pattern a la CAD.
That would be nice. Honestly, if you wanted to...
No reason to be doing this duplication thing right now, given that I'm absolutely gonna have to reline this. I've been doing this to try and avoid figuring out how to draw the crotch area.
My crotch is a flat line. I remember you spending a lot of time on Aaron's crotch, to be honest.
Lovingly crafting Aaron's crotch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the deep squat really emphasizes the crotch area.
I mean, I guess it does.
Cartoon crotch. Cartoon crotch.
Oh, we're having a time today.
Today it's time for a cartoon crotch. Okay, please keep talking about the bird world. I cannot believe I just said that out loud, but somebody needs to talk, and it can't be me, because I just sang a song about cartoon crotches.
I could also talk about Camp Rock, if that's preferable.
I don't care. It's a D&D stream that truly two to four people watch every week.
And we're really thankful for that.
We love you guys so much. You've really been carrying us through this incredible, horrible stream. And
but
thank
also,
you
I might just start talking about Camp Rock now.
I mean, they haven't left yet, so.
So, last night I watched Camp Rock. I was gonna watch Princess Diaries too, but I've watched that so many times since moving into this apartment, and I simply can't keep doing that. Anyways, and I don't know how familiar you all are with Disney Channel original movies, but they hold a really special place in my heart in that I love watching them even though they're extremely bad. Like, so bad.
I think
the only
what we've learned here is that the two of us like to watch movies with truly no stakes.
That's true. Anytime someone who's like really into film recommends a film to me, I'm like, so I'm not gonna watch that because I know I won't like it.
Occasionally I'll enjoy a serious film. Like The Farewell was really good. I actually liked
Yeah, but that's because
Inception when it
it's...
came out.
I mean, The Farewell specifically is very relatable to both of us.
Everything Everywhere All at Once, also very good. Kind of a trying one, though.
I still need to watch it, and I know it's on streaming now, so I might do that, but
I cried a lot.
I have an extremely bad attention span right now, so I don't know if I can watch the movie. It's really bad. I will pause YouTube videos like 2 minutes into a 10-minute video because I'm bored, so that's where we are spiritually. Yep.
I need something that will truly drown out the voices in my head telling me about the news.
Anyways,
not to be dramatic.
I watched Camp Rock last night, and I think the only really important thing about Camp Rock, that foot is turned in a weird direction, I think. Or maybe it's not. IDK.
Hold on.
Oh, I see.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's the knee turn in situation that bothers me, but I know that people
turned out a little bit more, actually, the foot.
But I think normal people stand like that, and both of us are just really averse to it.
Really?
Well, I think some people do, not everybody. I think we're both just like really averse to twisting in that way. Anyways, the only really important part about Camp Rock is that there is an entire like 3-minute scene where they pretend like Joe Jonas can dance. And it's so funny.
I would just love it if the next time somebody sees Joe Jonas on the red carpet, if they just ask him about that scene.
It's so funny. It's incredible. He's like dancing with like a...
I think Zac Efron has kind of a sense of humor about the High School Musical days.
I think so too. I don't know enough about Joe Jonas to like speak to his humor or whatever the fuck. But he's dancing with a microphone and a hat.
Oh no.
And he's like doing like hat and mic tricks, and it's very funny.
Oh my god, you just know he practiced those for so long also.
And they still looked bad. He's like teaching a hip-hop class. That's like the scene, is he's teaching a hip-hop class, and it's so
you guys,
funny.
Here's the thing, choreographers, never once has a hat looked good in choreography. I mean that.
Yeah, truly. No matter how professional everybody is, you still look stupid.
You have to be so slick to make that work, and let me tell you, few people are.
Certainly not Disney Channel stars.
I mean, they're teenagers. Can you blame them?
I will say the one really nice thing about Disney Channel original movies is that their teenagers are teenagers.
That much I can be here for. Yeah, we can support.
I'm really here for it, and I think that it makes
the unfortunate teen energy so good.
Yeah, I was gonna say it makes all the quote unquote drama that happens really funny. It's just like the perfect, like, it's got the right tone, especially watching it back as an adult, being like, oh, that's hilarious. Also, I love that they all have romantic interests, but they never kiss. I think that's also really fun. I think that's also really fun. High School Musical 2 is shocking in that it has a kiss at the end.
Fuck.
Isn't that wild? I've also watched High School Musical very recently.
Look,
we don't need
Fabulous
to
is an iconic scene.
Fabulous is... It's perfect. It's... Whoever choreographed that... I mean...
Whoever choreographed it and then whoever directed the video shot was a genius.
I know. Also, bet on it.
Fuck.
Where he's just running around the golf course.
Do you think they were in on the joke when they filmed Bet on It? That's the real
I
question.
hope they were. I hope they were. He's like jumping around and like jumping and spinning, and then there's that one part where his reflection starts singing back to him.
Fucking iconic.
It's
so good.
Anyways, I sincerely hope Disney Channel is still making Disney Channel original movies like that for children to one day grow up and be like, wow, that was really special. And I will never experience film like that again.
I mean, I can only assume that they are.
They must be. They have to
be.
For
a while, they had the High School Musical, like, TV show.
I think that might still be going.
I know that, that one star that's really recent, Olivia Rodrigo or something like that.
Yeah.
I think she used to be on there.
I know, Harold. I was forced to watch the first episode against my own will.
Sounds bad.
It was bad. It was extremely bad. I hated it a lot. The thing is
that, like, with Disney things, it's like the reason that they're enjoyable is because of the nostalgia factor, and
not because they're good.
If you don't have that, you don't have anything.
I also feel like High School Musical, the musical, the series, was taking itself too seriously. And that's bad. That's not fun. I want them to have more weird twin theater twins, you know? Like, that's what I wanted.
Theater
twins. I didn't get that.
Theater twins where there's just, like, clearly, like, so clearly gay coded and they never act on it.
Yeah, and then they give the queer coded character a girlfriend in the second movie. Or maybe the third.
So good.
Might be the third movie. I don't know. It's one of the movies. They give the gay character a girlfriend, and it's so funny. Ugh. I might watch Camp Rock 2 today.
There's a second one?
There's a second one. It's got like if I remember correctly, it has a really weird Romeo and Juliet energy between Nick Jonas and some girl.
Nick Jonas and some girl.
What?
God, I love the way that the whites really just went so hard on Romeo and Juliet.
Me too. It's so funny. They're obsessed.
It like, used to like really make me uncomfortable, and now I'm like, this shit is hilarious.
It's so funny.
People take themselves too seriously.
I think we need more Disney Channel original movies that adapt Shakespeare plays.
Me too. We should, yeah, but they're such cowards. They should do As You Like It.
Oh my god, they should do As You Like It.
The cross-dressing one. That shit slaps.
Isn't there an Amanda Bynes one that's As You Like It?
I think it was Taming of the Shrew.
Oh.
Which is also...
No, that's 10 Things I Hate About You, which isn't Amanda Bynes. There's... What is it? We watched 10 Things I Hate About You in AP Lit because I think she didn't want to teach.
A classic.
I'm looking this up.
Is it... Oh, maybe it is As You Like It. She's the Man or something like that. I can't remember.
I think it might be She's the Man. Yeah, it is She's the Man. Oh, it's based off of 12th Night.
I was gonna say, I don't think that it's As You Like It, though, because As You Like It has like a really specific plot.
As You Like It is the two couples, right? No, this is something else.
As You Like It, they're like in the woods, and the girl like dresses as a man and teaches the guy how to romance women. and the guy is like clearly in love with her while she's dressed as a man, and then also in love with her while she's a woman. It's very clear.
So it's got strong bisexual energy, is what you're saying.
It's got strong bisexual energy, and that's why I'm here for it.
Yeah, Disney Channel, don't be a coward.
Get that cross-dressing bisexual energy in there.
It's really important for the children.
It's what we deserve, honestly.
It is what we deserve.
I hate everything that's happening with the sleeve on the other side.
The one near the bow?
Yeah. I'm gonna make the eye staring straight out at us.
The eye? Or you have to. It don't blink. Incredible. It's incredible.
This is such an upsetting drawing, actually. All right.
Oh, we can talk about the world.
Canvas flip. Hey, I'm not mad at that, actually.
Honestly, good work to us.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not mad. Okay, cool. I'm gonna start legitimately lining it.
Wow, incredible work, honestly.
Thanks.
Oh, Harold. Oh my god. He's such a monster.
The hell else was going on in the bird world? Was there anything else?
No, I mean, I think the idea was that this pirate helped them get passage to the mountain.
Oh, and then decided to tag along?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe in post I'll give this friend a little tricorn.
I don't know how to draw a tricorn.
They're actually kind of hard to draw, so I probably won't end up doing it, but it's a nice thought.
I was gonna say, they seem really hard to draw.
They're just like...
Harold!
The physicality of it is confusing to me.
You gotta stop, bud. I keep trying to get him toys to chew, and he won't do it.
He wants to chew on the flesh.
No, he wants to chew on the electronics.
Okay, so similar. Something about this beak is just incorrect.
I mean, you saw how long it took me to get that beak down.
It needs to be higher up.
You're really testing me today. And every day. I don't know. Maybe we could talk about what the relic at the top of Swan Lake Mountain is.
Birdbath?
Birdbath. That's correct. Maybe because it's pelicans. I know this is more of a seagulls thing. But maybe because it's pelicans, there's also just like some French fries in it. You know?
I feel like all birds could get behind some French fries, right?
It's like French fries that always stay crisp.
Fuck yeah.
And they're magical.
Humans could get behind that shit too.
Yeah. I also just had I remembered something about the bird world. We said that the seagulls, because they're also semi-aquatic birds, the seagulls are like the little guardsmen at the castle.
Like Buckingham Palace kind of guard?
Yeah, like they're guards, quote unquote, but they're really not powerful.
They're like goons.
Buddy. Yeah, they're little goons. It's like the Tart Garden Crown of Candy, like that kind of mechanic.
So just really soft.
Yeah.
God, I remember when I started watching A Crown of Candy, I thought it was going to be a quaint little show about little candy people.
Joke's on me.
Joke's on me.
I was so upset when Lupin died. Spoiler alert!
Forget Lupin. I was upset that Preston got killed in that.
I know. I just think that Lupin is one of my favorite Zack characters, and we got to see so little of him.
I know. So funny. The first scene with Lupin had me rolling.
Lupin and Theo, yeah. So good. Buddy. He's being a real squirmy bitch this morning. What else can we talk about with this bird? What do we think the always not the like the bird bath plus always crisp French fries do magically?
Maybe the always crisp French fry allows you to like regain a certain number of spell slots at a short rest.
I like that. It could honestly just be like regain. It could be like regain a certain number of spell slots because some people can regain spells at a short rest anyways. Maybe the bird bath temporarily gives you the fly spell if you like drink from it. Although I guess the Peliking followers already know how to fly.
I think maybe it just buffs you with some like temporary HP or something.
Yeah, it's temporary HP and spell slots.
Like inspiring speech style.
Ooh, yeah.
But like inspiring bath.
Yes, I like this.
You never took a bath that inspired you to pull it the fuck together?
Usually I take a bath when I'm not pulling it the fuck together. People who take baths for self-care are crazy. I take bath because I'm sad.
It's so much work to take a bath also, and it never stays that warm for that long.
Yeah, I took a bath this week because my power was out. And I just sat in the water and I was like, I'm finally cool again. You're welcome.
So probably a worse bath than the bird bath.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Does the puppy have a name?
You think of a name. I'm drawing, bitch.
Puppy.
This stream is so messy.
Should I send you more pictures of Italian greyhounds that look like you?
Please. That does not make for good stream content. Holy shit.
But it's really funny.
Bitch. Oh, I kind of want a nap.
Me too.
I feel like though I shouldn't nap and I should try and like sleep better at night or whatever. Like sleep training myself like I'm a fucking child.
Is it still really hot there?
No.
No.
No, I just have back pain.
Yeah, that's fair. Puppy. What else? What else can we talk about in World? One of these days we'll do Duck Jr.'s character sheet too.
We have to. We simply must. Also, do we think the duck and the duckess are evil?
That's a fair point. We never really established anything beyond this being a fetch quest. Oh, I have an idea. So, this is also from the Aaron stream that is
lost to the internet.
Gone but not forgotten. Gone but not forgotten.
Tragically.
But the head of the Peliking church, or not the head, there's a cardinal who is literally a cardinal of the Peliking church.
Yeah, I don't know how church rank works also.
I'm looking this up. Catholic Church. This is unhelpful. I want a power structure.
Show me that org chart.
Where's the org chart?
What happens if you Google Catholic Church org chart?
I'm gonna do it. Anyways, my idea is that the cardinal is mind controlling the duck and the duckess. And
oh, that's actually really good. Like, the duck and the duckess are kind of neutral, but like...
Yeah, but they're dumb. And so the duck and the duckess are like, oh, you must retrieve these Peliking relics. And I think maybe they're not even Peliking relics, necessarily. They're just powerful relics.
Mm-hmm.
And they're powerful for any bird in the bird world. And so they're like getting these relics and bringing them back to the castle or whatever. And the cardinal is the one who sends them on the fetch quest. Like, that's in my notes. The cardinal is like, oh, you should go do this to like prove your whatever the fuck. And then it also challenges Aaron out of his weird youth pastor situation.
The title of our like website post for Aaron is Aaron the Aarakocra CrossFits to Glory.
I hate that.
I love it.
Okay, let's see. Okay,
look, Cardinals we're deep in a bird world. You gotta let me have some fun here.
Cardinals are one level below the Pope.
Oh, okay, so it kind of works, right?
Right, because we're saying that the duck and the duchess aren't like the king and the queen of the entire bird world. They're like, they preside over an amount of land. And so they have a cardinal there. That makes sense.
You'd think after so many years of being into fantasy things and like designing fantasy things and like making worlds, I would learn the structure of royalty, but I truly do not know how it works.
I don't either, and I just say shit.
All I know is that the duck and the duckess are landowners, and that makes them powerful in this world.
Yes, they're landowners, but they're not the king and the queen.
I think the king and the queen probably granted them the land somehow. I'm not clear on how that works.
I'm not either. But I think maybe the cardinal is trying to get these relics to ascend into godhood. And be like create themselves as a third deity in the bird pantheon. you feel.
Yeah, which is the Cardinal, right?
Yeah.
I like it. I like that a lot, actually.
Finally pulling it together.
I mean, loosely. Let's not get too excited.
Let's pat ourselves on the back for this story not being completely incomprehensible.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know if we can congratulate ourselves on this one.
I think we should. Congrats to me. I did a good story.
Absolutely.
I guess.
Fuck off. Oh my god, I might even have this sort of like self-restraint to not redo the line work on this one after this stream is over.
I'm so proud of you, honestly.
Thanks. Because sometimes I'll redo the line work for truly no reason.
I know.
I think it's to procrastinate figuring out the colors, to be honest with you.
See, the colors are my favorite part.
I like colors. The problem is that I don't usually like how they look the first time I roll them out.
I mean, that's fine.
You're right. You're right. But I just find line work really relaxing in a way that I do not find coloring.
See, I'm the opposite. I do not find line work relaxing. My hand is too shaky. I also don't like it because if you need to rotate something and you're doing like a raster drawing, you know,
oh yeah, she gets jank real fast.
And it gets so gross, and then you have to redo the line work. Ugh. This is why I don't like line work. Oh, we should name the ship that they're on. Is Von Rothbarge the dude at Swan Lake?
I was literally just trying to think of what his name was. I think that's right.
So I think that the ship is called the Von Rothbarge.
There's so many layers of jokes in these streams that are truly for nobody other than us.
The Von Rothbarge.
No! I quit! I don't want to be here anymore. I don't like you. Why would you do this to me? Tell me.
So the ship is officially named the Von Rothbarge.
What possessed you? Why? She's been sent to torture me. I'm so tired. I can't stop thinking about Smurf Girl.
I'm still really upset that her eyes weren't Smurf blue. I think that would have been so funny. But then I understand that it would have been committing the movie to either comedy, to have any semblance of comedy in it.
It's just that it couldn't be, like, adding in her eyes being Smurf blue would have made the story too cohesive, is the thing.
But I think it's really funny. Yeah, that's it. I just think it's really funny.
No, look, I understand. It's hilarious. Don't get me wrong. But again, it would just add too much, like, it wasn't meant to make sense. Oh, and they fit in the classic, there were supposed to be 2 hotel rooms, but then there was only 1.
Oh my god, that is such a classic. Do they hook up?
Yeah. Of course they do.
That is the one thing that Disney Channel movies could never do, is intimate that their characters are hooking up. Teenagers don't know about sex in the Disney canon.
The way Disney tries to make romance happen completely devoid of hormones is so choice.
No hormones. They have no desire to kiss. They just want to, like, stand near each other and know that they're committed to one another. You know?
God, I love
That's
it,
the
though.
energy. It's so funny, and I'm obsessed.
I love when you just get two teenagers to awkwardly stand next to each other. That shit slaps.
One face, the microphone, another face. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, bitch. The complete and total lack of sexual tension.
Because it is really important in any Disney movie that regardless of what hobbies both of your characters have, they are both singers. And for Troy Bolton in the High School Musical canon, he has a really hard time choosing between singing and basketball when he goes to college because he can't do both. He can only sing or do basketball.
He goes to college? Why do I not remember this?
This is in High School Musical 3.
I am not sure that I ever watched High School Musical 3, to be honest with you.
High School Musical 3 doesn't have a plot.
Yeah, because High School Musical 2's plot was fucking airtight.
Okay, but High School Musical 2's things happened in chronological order. I could not tell you what order things happened in High School Musical 3. There was no timeline. Gabriella goes to Stanford early, in the middle of the school year, just in like March. She's like, I'm starting at Stanford now.
What? Why?
I don't know.
Okay, I guess that's fine.
And then Troy is like, oh, I have a basketball scholarship to the University of Albuquerque.
Is Albuquerque where they're located?
Yeah. I think my friends and I looked it up, and I think that college is basically free if you're a resident of New Mexico there. Anyways, unrelated. But what if I want to go to California to be with my girlfriend? What if I want to sing during college? And then he applies to Juilliard, and it's very weird.
He applies to Juilliard?
Yeah.
That's such a choice.
Yeah, it was a choice. He doesn't get into Juilliard.
God, congratulations to Disney for writing such a daring plot. Holy shit. I cannot believe how much of this stream has been dedicated to truly garbage movies.
I can. I think it's very in character for both of us. Let's be real.
Oh my god. Hey, internet.
If I remember correctly, he ends up going to UC Berkeley, and he doesn't do basketball.
Honestly, good for him. College sports are an absolute racket.
I think that's where he ends up. I could be wrong.
Also, I will say it's a really good school.
Yeah, I just didn't. He wasn't that smart.
Yeah, Berkeley's hard to get into. What the fuck?
I mean, so is Stanford. But
yeah, but they establish early that Gabriella's a straight up nerd.
Yeah, she's a nerd, and nerds can't sing. That's against the status quo. I will say,
and that's why a cappella groups don't exist, because you can't have singers that are also nerds.
My biggest issue with High School Musical 3 wasn't the lack of plot, it was the lack of memorable songs.
Oh, rude.
Right? Because 1 and 2 have such good songs. And 3 just has nothing. They
Every time I say all in this together, I do have to do the dance. Regardless
of you gotta do the pump your arms twice and clap over the head. You have to.
It's actually involuntary at this point.
Anyways, this has been a really in-depth look at my views on High School Musical, the franchise.
Insane. Truly one of our more unhinged streams.
That's really saying something. I don't know, it's 12:07. You can continue to line on stream if you want.
I just want to finish this cloak and then we'll bring out the triangle.
I love the triangle.
You shouldn't. It's bad.
It's really good, and I'm very proud of myself.
It's too revealing, honestly.
About both of our personalities.
Yeah,
I will say, I think
ourselves.
I really do think that we have a playable character this week, though.
I was gonna say this character is playable as fuck. Actually, is the thing. Like, they're not even a grifter, but we did have a stream that would reflect it being a shithead. Just that's
because we're shitheads.
The whole energy of this stream has been a real shithead stream.
I mean, we are the shitheads here. Let's be real.
Is that the right length? Yeah.
Watching you reline this is incredible.
Why? Why are you doing this? Why are you calling me out like this?
You've relined it so many times.
Look, I can
continue to talk about High School Musical if you want.
Here's the thing. I just need it to be kind of even on either side. You know, like a coat is.
I guess. Mine certainly isn't, so. Have you watched Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure?
No.
Okay.
I can't believe you would ask me such a question.
It's about her moving to New York post high school. No plans of going to college because she didn't get into Juilliard. I think her brother did.
Wow, rude.
It's like her brother and his and his girlfriend. You know.
Did they put him together with the glasses piano girl? Is that what happened?
Yeah. Lame. Anyways, I think both of them got into Juilliard. But Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure is about her adventures in New York. I remember basically none of it other than the fact that her big gig isn't for her to be on Broadway. It's for her dog to be on Broadway.
I'm dead. That's hilarious. Absolutely congratulations to the people who decided on that. Holy shit.
I think she might end up on Broadway at the very end anyways.
I'm gonna pause my live stream so that I can go find the triangle. Oh man, did you crop my, what's it called?
Oh, did I? Did I crop the triangle?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I did crop it because I wanted it to be a square.
I'm just desperately trying to find the most recent version of the triangle. Would that have been my Glegg drawing? Does that sound accurate?
I think so. We'll need to put Thrax and Chaz back on then, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, now we can bring my screen back up. The way that the two of us are actually becoming legitimately better at drawing through this stream.
It's actually upsetting. I didn't realize. I don't like it when practice does actually make you better. Yeah, I don't like it. I actually reject this notion. So I think what happened is we moved Aaron up on the actually playable just a little bit.
Okay, and then we said...
I think we said Chaz is more playable than TJ, maybe. Right? Or maybe he's less playable than TJ.
No, I think he's slightly less playable than TJ, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Because the stats weren't the stats were fine, you know?
And then I want to say Thrax was right under Aaron.
I think that's correct. Because they're both on the shithead spectrum. We can't control that. Like,
you know what? We did predict this. We pointed to the top and said bird pirate smiley. I don't remember that. I don't remember why we thought that.
I think it was because we had Kendra and Aaron perfectly halfway between playable and their respective corners, and then we put Doc Jr.
You're right.
In between grifter and shithead, like
you're right.
Squarely
correct.
In the middle.
Okay, so should I leave Burb Pirate Smiley in there?
I guess we could put Piper there, but
I'll erase it. I do think that Piper is up here, though.
Yeah, Piper, Indy, and Warren are definitely our more playable characters. Is Flo on here?
Yeah, Flo is more on the grifter side of things.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Flo is like medium playable, actually. It's kind of a rough character.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of her abilities are very situational. Indy, frowny face. It's so funny.
The Indy drawings are so upsetting. Because here's the thing, technically, good. Aesthetically, bad to look at. I can't believe we predicted Burb Pirate correctly. Unbelievable. I'm so upset with us. Christ. All right. That's it for us, folks. I need to log off now. My head hurts. And my soul is tired. We'll see you next week, assholes.
All the High School Musicals didn't help.
No. I'm stopping this stream now. Bye!